Welcome back to Film Room with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics. And Coach, it was a big stage, it was a big game. The guys answered the call and came up big.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, all three phases. Love the fact how we played along the line of scrimmage between our O-line, really handling probably the best front in football, and our defensive line in front seven, bringing the physicality to, I have so much respect for Kyle, those coaches, how they game plan the run. But in the end, if you can out physical that team, set edges, play the cutback, and then defeat blocks and make tackles, you're going to make them a little bit more of a one-dimensional team than they want to be. And that, was a formula for us. I thought Flo and his guys did a great job. I thought Kirk played, a fantastic football game behind some great protection from our offensive line. But wanted to start out today, Pete, with this, third down, kind of culminating the end of an 89-yard drive. We have that early turnover. Defense responds, forcing a fumble. This ends up being kind of a zone coverage look. So we've kind of got an all-purpose man zone kind of thought right here, where we're just trying to put, if it is man, we're trying to get natural picks and rubs. If it is zone coverage, which this ends up playing out as, we kind of understand that how this is going to play out. We're really just trying to put 57 right here in a bind. If they want to try to play a deep safety and lean one way or the other, especially with our three-man formation over there, that will allow us to get Jordan basically pushing vertical, and then you're going to see TJ release and run across the formation as well. And the way their zone coverage kind of plays out, we can really isolate this player and really allow our guys to go to work. So look at the release pattern. Jordan releases inside, gets vertical. I thought Brandon Powell did a nice job releasing on his basic to kind of trail this route. He probably gets the ball if this window is any tighter, but TJ screaming through the zone right here allows us to really 2-on-1 that area of the field. The safety is going to try to come over and finish it, and this guy really responsible for what we call 3 up. When you see this throw, the rhythm and the timing, take a look at this from the end zone, and our fans at home will be able to kind of see. We don't have the back view, but you'll be able to see kind of first and foremost, how about the pro? Yeah. I mean, when you can give that kind of pocket, handling the TE stunt, Garrett ready for 97, coming in that A gap right there, and then Kirk, he sees it all the way. He's already started his arm, and Jordan Addison at this point, all you really see is a small little crease between 57 and that post safety coming over the top, and watch the location on this throw. Right. Just can't throw it any better than that. That's what this game is all about against the best defenses in the NFL. It's about, can we give Kirk time? And then when he's got the big field vision he had, on Monday Night Football against the Niners, good things are going to happen. And Jordan Addison responding with a big time play.
And if we can go back to the beginning of that play, I just want to point out one thing: is number 71.
No doubt.
And just the way his feet, how good his feet are. Because of his athleticism, he's there with the speed, and then when he goes to power, his ability to reset his feet.
It's world class.
It's unbelievable.
It's really, there's very few guys in the National Football League that can anchor versus that speed to bull rush and then refine his balance. He's so incredibly strong in his lower half, and then able to kind of run him right by the quarterback. But it's all about how it all works together, and just a really great example of why we were very, very good on third down, but what a critical, explosive play right there for our first touchdown.
Had to give Darisaw a little love on that one.
Yeah, trust me. He's there's both him and Brian O'Neill. Unbelievable performance against that team. They were moving 97 all over the place, and both those guys responded. So talk about a response. We execute kind of a double pass screen for a huge explosive to Ty Chandler down to about the 3-yard line. We get knocked back from basically a 2nd and 14 to now about 2nd and 24, 2nd and 25. We get a little bit back, and then on this third down, we're really trying to gather intel. We'd kind of motion TJ in from the outermost spot right there, just trying to gather some intel. We decide to get to this play kind of late in the play clock at the line of scrimmage. We're essentially going to be running a screen, into a pressure right here. So they're going to be bringing the will linebacker, they're going to be bringing the safety, and we just happen to, by coincidence, right here, have a halfback screen into that pressure. And I just thought the execution was phenomenal. Great job by Cam kind of getting skinny and slipping through there. You see when the Niners go after the quarterback, they are coming. So when you can catch him in one of these looks, trying to kind of maybe knock us back out of field goal range, then we get kind of the cavalry out there, sets these blocks really well, getting guys covered up, KJ working down the field. And then I thought Cam did this a couple times last night, just running through some arm tackles, finishing forward. Place was going nuts, just huge critical play. You see Bradbury's fired up right there. But as we look at it from the end zone, you see it. You're going to see these pressures. They're basically trying to send two through the B gap right there. So that B gap's going to be pretty crowded. Watch the way Cam kind of bluffs this like he's going to pick it up and then just ever so subtly slides out of there. We get our linemen out in phase. And, as a coach and as a play caller, you start to see those guys creeping on the pressure and you're able to get to something like this. The possibilities are endless right here, especially when our guys are executing.
And the Niners, they're upfield. Their D-line is upfield, which is a little rare nowadays. But they play the screen really, really well.
They normally read out so well. So that's why we had to be really aware about snatching those guys from reading out of the stack and then make sure, especially into a pressure, we get really coordinated as far as who has who's got the first out, who's got the second out. All these little rules that sometimes drive you crazy, but when it shows up like that, it's a huge play. Speaking of huge plays, kind of the game clincher right here. Niners are out of timeouts. They're still trying to work the middle of the field and try to get some chunks. I thought this was a great call by Flo. Really presents as almost a two deep zone type of look, but what you're gonna see is Metellus essentially going back to the post safety right there, and you'll see Cam creep in here and Harrison creep in here, almost like a double robber, double buzz type of three deep zone right here. And you'll see there's a couple things that contributed to this. Cam's coming down right about now. Brock has to decide whether this is still a two deep zone and these guys are just, players that they might be able to throw an in cut in front of, or if he recognizes this as a double buzz type coverage, he might hold it. And then we got to see if this 3-man rush can get home. But at this point, Cam bypasses the vertical and he's right in the dagger window. And just like we remember from a couple games back, Cam's been right there a couple times, but how about his 2 interceptions? He was in on the forced fumble on McCaffrey as well. Thought he played a phenomenal football game. But take a look at this. Even in the 3-man rush, you're going to see what makes Danielle Hunter special. So it's a 3-man rush. He's ripping around this edge right here. And what you're going to see right about the time where against the 3-man rush, normally the quarterback can sit in there and really diagnose and really find his open eligible. Danielle's going to make it. He just feels Danielle enough coming around the edge right there that he's got to move up and out off the spot. We've got Jay Hicks there to close the space and really force a decision in that critical moment. And then right there you see Cam going up to get that football. What a play. Haven't heard US Bank Stadium that loud in a while. And it was just good to know that we can perform at home, get our first win of the year in front of our great fans. I thought they were phenomenal against the Niners. They brought the juice all night and our players really responded to it.
What I love about the film room segment is how you talk about the details of everybody. It's all 11 guys doing their job for one guy to make a play.
Yep.
And we definitely saw that just categorically Monday night. It was just great to see.
That's why I tell our guys, whatever you want to do to celebrate after we go do something like that, that I have nothing to do with those plans. That tends to be, up to those guys. And I always look. I tell them all the time, I can't wait to see what you guys do, because that means something really good happened for the Vikings.
Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week with another Film Room with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell.